Hey YouTubes, how's it going? My name's Wally, and I've always thought about starting a YouTube channel, and I was like, why not? My parents and family always told me that I'm very, very smart, so I was just thinking, because I'm very artistic and like helping people, so I was thinking, like, if I could share my what they say is smart perspectives on things to help people, then why not do that? I'm a very not selfish person. I just graduated from Oregon State. It took me a while, but sometimes that happens, financial situations and such. So anyways, now that I introduced myself, I thought I would do like a racial rant today, because I know before I went to school at Oregon State, it was like I was around idiots the whole time when it came to race and stuff. And then I'll admit, even I was a little stupid because I didn't learn the right things. So when I got to university, I took some classes, took some physics and like gender relations, stuff like that. And finally, I took let me lock the door. I don't want my girlfriend walking in. I took a History 102 class. And in it, they were teaching us a lot of facts that were just completely wrong in high school, that I had no idea. Even from elementary school, the history books were completely wrong. So, like, for instance, and I hope I can teach you guys some of this, because, most people don't, and I want to help people. I don't want people to worry about stuff. So, like, for instance, white people invented taxes. So, white people were actually pretty selfish. They invented taxes specifically to hurt black people. Because there was a time in Europe where white people weren't taxed. The kings made it, I think it was the King of England at one point before the war, he made it so white people didn't have to pay taxes, but black people did. And it was just a race thing, because they thought black people were like not as cool, or not as good, I mean. Cool, stupid, that's not a professional word. But anyways, like, and then, like, that continued on when we came to America, and then we did the same thing to the indigenous peoples here, because they weren't white. So it was like slaves were taxed, I'm trying to remember, it was like 90, no, it was like 81% or something, where white people, once they did start getting taxes because of the Civil War, it was only like 20%. It might as well have been nothing compared to the black people. And I don't even like calling black people, they're people of color, or I like to stay up to terms with the political correct terminology. It's just, I don't like to offend people at all. Anyways, I'm like the least racist person you'll ever meet. My girlfriend is actually half black. Her name is Charlie. She's of age. Maybe you'll meet her sometime. I locked the door so she can't walk in, because this is our first video and I wanted to seem professional, But yeah, I was at McDonald's yesterday, and one of the girls behind the counter, she was a person of color, and I saw her hair and I was just like struck in a good way. Her hair, it was like an afro, but it was like big, like one of the biggest ones I've ever seen. And I could just not stop complimenting her on it, because like, as a white person, even though I color my hair, my hair's pretty ugly, Like, I wish I could get that volume of it, but I just can't, even if I went to a salon. But the woman, I just kept complimenting her, and I only did it like 3 or 4 times, and she got like weirded out by it. And I'm like, is it because I'm white and like maybe she thought I was doing some reverse racism kind of deal, and like, you know, like saying, oh, you're so cute, but really I think, oh, you're not cute and I like my hair more. But it's like, no, I genuinely liked her hair, and she like took offense to it. So like, I'm just thinking, in this world, how do you not like offend someone? Like, I'm not racist. I love black people. I love them. They're beautiful. And they're from Africa, and they live in the US, even though I don't like saying African American because they're not from Africa. Some of them are. But if you're an American, you know, you're an American. You're a people of color American. And anyways, it had me thinking, because I experienced all this in college. One of my friends, he was a conservative, like a Trump supporter or whatever, and he was trying to tell me, like, actually, there's no laws that discriminate against black people. And I'm like, actually, that's not true. Like, I don't know if you applied to a job or just filled out, like, any survey questions or something. They ask for your race. And they do that because if you're white, they'll take what you say personally. And if you're non-white, then they'll just be like, oh, this person's not white, you know? So, like, I couldn't tell you the specific law numbers because there's a lot of them, or what do you call it? The clauses, you know, there's like a ton of those. But I know in college, they taught me in one of my racial classes and the anthropology class, or not class, club, that, you know, a lot of stuff is racist, and those surveys, they are racist. It's harming black people. Oh, sorry. I mean, people of color. It's harming them. Even if you're like, you know, like Armenian or something, it still harms you because you're not American and white and upper class. And I speaking of upper class, I hate when white people are like, well, white people could be poor too. Yeah, but there's not a white person that's poorer than an African American when it comes to poverty. Because, just a minute. I'm drinking Kratom mixed with Monster. I like drinking this because I can just fill it up like once a day. Then I don't have to worry about it. But my girlfriend is like, freaking Wally, why do you focus so much on this? And you know what? I didn't major in history. I majored in gender studies. That's they taught me to get my ear studs and dye my hair to feel more empowered, which I appreciate. You know, they did a lot for me. And she was asking about that, and I'm like, Charlie, like, people need to talk about this stuff. You know, if Wally doesn't do it, then are you going to do it? I don't think so. Like, I know the majority of YouTubers don't talk about gender relations like they should. Or race, you know, when we're talking about race. Like, I think that what we should take from this video is that there's non-white people are just as valid, you know, and we should take what they say seriously. And I guess I'll just end it there today, since this is our first like video or whatnot. We could just end it, but I'll come back to it probably tomorrow. I'll do a longer rant, like Saturday night rant about, maybe we could do like abortion, you know, or something like that, and Trump supporters. But anyways, I'll just leave the video here, you know, about race, whatever. But I'm Wally. I like helping people. I like sharing my intellectually with people, and I just graduated Oregon State not too long ago, and I'm happy to meet you, YouTubes, and stay tuned.